Welcome to the Pennsylvania Science Olympiad 2020-2021 registration system tutorial. We're going to walk you through how to use the registration system here in Pennsylvania. On this video is Jay Crum, the PA Science Olympiad website director, and Jennifer Devlin, the PA Science Olympiad administrator. We hope that you are able to learn a few things through this process. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to us, and have a wonderful season. The first thing we're going to do here in this video is we're going to go over to the registration tab, and we're going to go down to the 2020-2021 team registration. Click on this link. So now you're over at the 2021 Pennsylvania Science Olympiad registration and scoring system. This is the same system we used last year in the state of Pennsylvania for registrations. When you arrive here, you're going to want to go to the Login tab, which is located in the upper right-hand corner of the window. Click on that. So when you click Login, you will be taken to this screen. And if you already have an account, you can enter your email and password. This would be the account that you would have had from last year. This is still the user's account this year. You may have forgotten your password, and you can always choose forget your password. If you don't have an account, you can click on the new members button. And when you get here, you will have to enter your email address, and then you can enter a password. That password must be at least 8 characters with at least 1 lowercase, 1 uppercase, 1 number, and 1 special character. Once you enter that password into the account, you will hit register, and you will receive an email to confirm your account. At that point, you can come back into the original login window and log in as yourself. So now that you're back at this window, you're going to enter your email address and your password. You can select Remember Me if you trust the machine you're on, and then you'll click Login. At this point, you will be asked to verify your first name, last name, your home phone number, your role this year, head coach, co-head coach, who you are in the system. Confirm this. This information will already be in the system if your account was used last year, and then you will hit enter and get to this point where it congratulates you as now being registered with PASO. Click the blue button to log in and use your new account. Again, you will have to enter your password. You've created your account, and now we're going to register your school. So we'll log in again. At this point, you are going to be asked to register your school. So we'll click the green Register Your School button. You can then scroll down. If your school was already registered last year, we will be able to select that school. If you are a new school that has not been registered with us in the past, click Register New School. It's very important that if you did have a school that was registered with us last year, that you scroll down in this window. We're going to register Shipley.
I think it was Shipley is probably under the Shipley School, and that's a good example to show you how specific the school name is. So if you call your school by a couple different names, for example, Shipley or the Shipley School, you want to make sure you look for all the names that you might have called your school in previous registrations before you click on Register New School.
And there's the Shipley School, and I click on it. There is information already in here that you entered last year. One of the advantages of going to this system was that it would carry this information over. So Jennifer, is this the correct information this year?
Yep.
So very quickly, we're able to scroll down through here. In terms of years in Science Olympiad, the team has less than 10. Please make sure this is the years that your team is registered with Science Olympiad. We then
correct. Not you as a coach, but your team, right?
That is correct. So we then, again, we've verified all of the information. We're going to go down and click Confirm Profile. If you are a new school, you will have to fill this in. And then when you confirm that profile, your school, we missed this box. This one does need to be selected.
You can see here, I forgot to pick my region. Please select your regional. So your Science Olympiad regional, I'm going to click on the drop-down menu and pick my region, and then try to submit again. And this time it worked. Congratulations, school profile and account registration were processed successfully. I'm going to add and update my teams. Right now you can see there's one team here, TSSSO. That's confusing from the office end. So if you guys can go in and edit the team name, we would much appreciate that. The team name is the Shipley School. Save changes. Now I'm going to do two other types of teams. If you're just running one team, then this is it. You can go on to view and pay registration fees. But to illustrate some other things, I'm going to register two other teams. This year at regionals, we can have more than one team compete. I'm going to add another team called the Shipley School Green. I'm going to run more than this. How many number of events is just helpful for our planning purposes. So if you think you're going to do fewer than half, pick that. If you think you're going to do more than half, then leave it on more than half. And that just helps us plan this year. And I'm going to add another team. So my plan, this is not my plan, but to illustrate this, is I'm going to have two teams compete at regionals. My main team, Shipley School, and another team I'm going to call Green. And then I'm going to actually take three teams to an invitational. So I'm going to call this team Shipley School White. So since I'm taking three teams to an invitational, I'll have to pay registration for three teams. And the way the cost is going to be is the first team is $155. The Shipley School Green, which I'm also going to take a regional, is going to pay $100. And the Shipley School White, which is only going to do invitationals, but not regionals, I only have to pay $60 instead of $100. So that's my plan going forward. So now that I've listed all the teams that I'm planning on competing with, I'm going to click on View Pay Registration Fees. And when I click on that, I get this discount page. If you are a school that's only going to run one team, you can click on None and proceed. If you are running more than one team, or if you have a credit due from last year, then the rest of this pertains to that. Okay, when you push the pay registration fees, the system calculates the registration fees you owe based on how many teams you just registered. The first discount I want to talk about is actually a credit from last year. If your team participated in a regional tournament last year, click on None. You don't get any of these discounts. The discounts shown below are only for teams that had their regional tournaments canceled. This has nothing to do with the state tournament being canceled. This only pertains to regional tournaments. If your team had their regional tournament canceled, click on the appropriate discount, which is actually a credit from last year below. The credits depend on whether you were a new school, meaning that last year was your school's first year ever participating in Science Olympiad. And it also depends on whether you were a level 1 or a level 2, if you were going to planning on participating as level 1 or level 2. Level 1 teams planned on participating in only the predetermined 13 events. Level 2 teams planned on participating in up to 23 events or in events that were not one of those 13 predetermined events. This is detailed in this description section over here. Once you've selected None or selected the credit you're due last year, your invoice is generated. So I'm going to go old school level 1. Nope, I'm going to do level 2. All right, the numbers on this invoice don't match the numbers that I was talking about on first sight. You can see I registered 3 teams. The way this system works is it's $60 a team. The first team has a $95 surcharge. If you add 60 and 95, you get the $155. Teams after the first team get a $40 surcharge. If you add 60 and 40, you get $100. What I don't see here is, if you recall, my third team, I only want to bring to invitationals and I don't want to bring to the regional. So I want to get a $40 discount. I don't want to pay this surcharge for my third team. In order to get the $40 discount, you have to contact me, Jennifer Devlin, directly, because I have to manually add that discount. So you'll email jdevlin, JDEVLIN, jdevlin at pascioli.org, and tell me that your team's only going to participate, your extra teams are only going to participate in invitationals and not at the regionals. And I'll put that $40 discount into your invoice manually, and then you'll have to regenerate this invoice. Okay. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about, and that was if your school has both a B division team and a C division team. You have to register each of those schools, each of those teams independently, and each of those teams will be $155 because it's one school, one division. So you don't get a discount for that second team because it's in a different division. Because this year's fee structure is complicated by the credits from last year and the new fee structure with the additional teams, please email me at jdevlin@pascioli.org to confirm your invoice before you submit it to your school to be paid, so that I can prevent errors before all the checks are issued. The next thing you have to decide here is if you're going to pay by PayPal or if you're going to pay by check. If you want to pay by check, you click here. And you can print your invoice here. So I'm going to click on print invoice. Once you click on print invoice, you'll see that it downloads a registration PDF. You can double click on the registration PDF and it will open the invoice that you need to print and mail in with your check.
So in the head coach's dashboard, one of the functions that you are going to want to become familiar with is the invite coaches. Once you've created all of your accounts, you may want to allow some other individuals to help manage your team. So you can invite additional coaches. When you click on this box, you can add co-head coaches to the account. They may already have a account from last year, but if they don't, you are going to want to register them. Make sure that if they do have an account from last year, you talk to them about the fact that they are going to use the same email address that they had last year. It's really important that you connect up with the correct email address that they used last year. Now that you've added the co-head coach, they now will have access to the system as well.